Welcome back to another episode of Unsinkable Theory, a show where we talk about our favorite movies and moments, and then we decide if they are sinkable or unsinkable. So we just watched Thor 4, Men in Black 4. First impressions, go ahead.
Should have been a trilogy.
I thought
Fair
it
enough.
was a serviceable movie.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
I
but
was
wasn't great.
scared it was going to be woke. I don't know if you know.
Like,
Yeah, they even make a point where it's
Women
just
in
like
Black
it's
thing?
it's Men in Blacks. Don't make the argument.
Yeah.
It's called the Men in
So
Black.
I was happy that it wasn't as woke as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
They threw a couple things in there, but they were fun with it.
Yeah.
They weren't serious about it.
what'd you think about Chris Hemsworth as the lead?
Was he the
Co-lead. Well, I read that originally he signed on to be the lead, and then Tessa Thompson also signed on to be a lead. So
I think he did fine. I've been hearing a lot that one of his strong suits is actually his comedy, and that's why they went the direction they went with Thor 3, because he doesn't do drama all that well.
right.
So I think he did good.
I was looking for. They kept like what the one alien's name, venomous or poisonous or whatever his name is.
Who?
The blue one that gave them the super weapon.
Oh,
In the beginning.
Vorgus?
Vorgus? I don't
Vorgus.
know.
I think it was Vorgus.
Because it sounded like fungus.
So
His full
he
name-
had said that Chris Hemsworth's character H had changed, and I was kind of looking for, like, ooh, what changed about him? Did he experience some trauma? Like, what actually happened
Spoilers
at the
coming up.
Eiffel Tower in the beginning scene?
Yeah.
Because I figured it was connected to that.
Right.
But it was kind of lackluster in the reveal. Because I was kind of thinking that's what had happened the whole time. Even at the beginning of the movie, I told Billy, I was like, big guess right here. It's like, I'm going to guess the movie, Liam Neeson's a villain. In the first 5 minutes of the movie.
You were talking to me, but I didn't hear what you said. And then I asked you again, and I didn't hear what you said again. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
It was the first thing, like, first 5 minutes. After the first scene, I was like,
I
Liam
knew
Neeson's
it wasn't
the
going
villain.
to be Agent C because I think he was in Skyfall.
Was
It
he?
might have been a different movie, but he played a villain in that too. So I was like, well, they can't villainize him twice. So I knew it wasn't Agent C, and then for a second I was like, well, is it actually gonna be Chris Hemsworth? But then halfway through the movie, it got real obvious that it was Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I think that wasn't so much more to let you down with a weak reveal. I think it was more supposed to just put in your head for a minute. Ooh, is he the bad guy? Ooh.
Yeah,
I
know.
I didn't think he was going to be the bad guy because I knew it was like he was going to be the lead and that they had that partnership and that was going to be the new partnership for the Men in Black franchise. And I knew that, and I had that my idea of Liam Neeson, like I said from the beginning, and it just doubled down on that, especially when they tried to play up that C was the mole.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're trying to play up
I
that
didn't
he's the
fall
mole
for
way
that.
too much.
I didn't fall for
It's
that at all.
obviously Liam Neeson or High T or whatever. That was different little name.
High
That was pretty
C.
cool.
I just remembered at the end when they said Agent M. Did you remember when Michael Jackson is in?
I could be
Or
Agent
the-
M.
Number
Yeah,
two.
I could be Agent. I don't know if it's actually Michael Jackson.
I want to be Agent M.
He's like, I could be Agent M. He's
Yeah.
like hanging out with penguins or whatever.
There
I'm like,
just
wait, there already
wasn't-
is an Agent M.
I just didn't feel that Men in Black charm from this movie.
Oh,
I
I
really.
disagree on that. I actually didn't think
I
this
was just
movie was
like-
that bad at all.
I didn't,
It could've been a
I'm
lot
not just saying
worse.
it was bad. It could have been a lot worse. That's true. I just left the theater feeling like there was more things that I wanted, or that I didn't even need this movie at all. Because I liked Men in Black 3 so much, I felt like it wrapped up those stories,
Right.
like,
now
really
they have a
well.
new one.
and I didn't really need a new story, to be honest. But it was okay.
But the
It was okay.
studio needs more money, so they need new stories.
Yeah, it was okay.
What do you think, Billy? What do you think about the
I didn't
story?
like the car changing. I understand that every movie needs to have the car changing because it was in the first one and people really like that. I didn't like the car change at all.
It seemed a little gratuitous.
I didn't feel like it was a good change. Like I mean, why? I mean, I understand it's not 1996 anymore, but why did they have like a Lexus? I didn't like the car that they chose either.
Brand placement.
Yeah,
but I'm like, they couldn't get
the-
it. They couldn't
it's
offer it
the
to someone
Men in
else.
Black.
Hey, someone else.
I think it was a Lexus in the. It wasn't a Ford.
I don't even
It's not
remember.
about offering.
the
It's
first
about
one.
who gives the most money. They probably offered it
Well,
to every.
sometimes they offer. Like, remember when we talked about
Probably offered it to every car
the Matrix
company.
episode? They went to the studio, went to Cadillac and said, "Hey, we want to use Cadillac."
Oh,
And
yeah,
Cadillac
that's
was like,
one
"Here's
movie.
100 cars.
Yeah,
Do whatever you want with
that's
them."
that's one movie in one studio.
I know.
I guarantee you, they probably were like, all right, well, who wants to pay us the most money to have their cars?
It is Sony.
He wants to have the Men in
Sony.
Black car.
Right.
Yeah.
So they went with that.
The little Pawnie. Kumail, I think his name is, the guy from Silicon Valley.
I know what you're talking
Indian
about.
guy from
Yeah.
Silicon Valley.
He's gonna be in that new movie with
Stuber with
yeah, like,
Bautista.
When
David
we
Bautista.
walked into the theater, you guys weren't behind me because I ran out because I used the bathroom. But there was Pawnie, the cutout from Men in Black cupboard. Right across the hallway was the Stuber cutout. I'm like, hey, that's the same guy.
Yeah. He's doing pretty well, I guess.
I didn't think he was that bad.
That was
I've heard
probably
some of the stand-ups really good.
he was probably the funniest part of that movie and the most
pretty good,
enjoyable.
'cause they didn't
I
use
was
it
just
too
sitting
much.
there like,
Endgame ruined everything for you, didn't it?
I like how they didn't
Yeah.
have the pug.
I just
I don't like how
just
they had the
didn't-
pug do anything.
the pug. Oh,
Yeah, the
Frank?
pug. Yeah.
But that Frank's dead, by the way. That's a different pug.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, Frank died. Because remember in Men in Black 3, he had the photo of him above his bed.
I don't remember in Men in Black 3 that much. The only part I remember, spoilers from Men in Black 3, is like Will Smith at the end, like meeting his dad in like the past or whatever. That's like the only thing I remember from that movie.
Oh. Essentially,
I didn't remember Men in Black 3 landing for me. That's why I don't think I remember.
Ah,
Men
it
in Black
landed
3
for
was
me.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
it was
don't-
Watch it
probably-
again.
I cried.
Oh, okay.
Watch Men in Black 3 again if you haven't seen it in a while. It's pretty good.
Cried. And
Maybe I should have done my homework.
That's okay. I thought for what it was, okay, so before I continue, are they trying to make more movies? Are they like
I'd
are they
imagine.
using this as a springboard, or are they just like, we'll make one more?
I felt
You
like
know?
if they had stayed together in the same, I guess, location. You know, she's going back to New York. They were like, oh yeah, this is gonna be our new team. But now they're like, he's gonna be the boss and she's going back to New York. I almost kind of feel like they're gonna make him with Tessa.
But movies have done that before, where it's like,
That's
a
true.
character does one thing at the end of the movie, but then the next movie comes out and something happens, and he
We
can
need to team up again.
right.
But I guess the question is, are we gonna get a Thor 5 then? Like, I don't know.
We're getting Thor 5.
Are we gonna get it? Oh, my bad. Are we gonna Men in Black 5?
Men in Black 5.
My bad.
I just
Because then what are we gonna do for Thor 4?
She probably won't. I don't think Tessa will be in Thor 4.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. No, you might like a
It
cameo.
might not even be 4 Thor. It might just be the Guardians.
That's
3.
that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe she'll have a cameo, but I don't see her being a character that goes forward in those movies.
she's the new queen of Asgard.
Mm-hmm.
But she's still last of the Valkyries.
Yeah.
Right. That's why she's
I always
queen, and
wanted
that's
to be
why
Valkyrie.
She'll be an A-Force.
if they make an A-Force, yeah.
They're gonna make an A-Force.
This dude, we gotta write down. We gotta write down all of your predictions for Marvel, and then when they release the next slate of movies, I just want to be like,
We'll get the notepad out.
this dude is. But maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe I'll be eating my words, and he'll be right in every prediction.
We should
I
do
mean,
that. Though.
I knew Liam Neeson was the villain of this movie from the very beginning.
That wasn't too hard to get because I kind of noticed it before she even told him. Like, why do they keep repeating our wits and our Series 7 blasters?
I'll have to admit that took me a second.
That
I
one
was
took
like,
me a
he
took
second.
me a
keeps
second
saying, like
to-
they keep saying, I'm like, how did they beat the Hive? The Hive is supposed to be this unbeatable hive mind thing. Like, two guys beat it in the tower, nothing.
Well, so at first I thought
I
it
was
was gonna
questioning that the whole
be
time.
like the Hive was like taking over individual agents within MIB, and that like Liam Neeson was one of the main people like spreading it to different people, and that they were a part of
Yeah,
like a
like
hive
herpes.
mind or whatever sort of thing. But that turned out to be Liam Neeson just as the one person infected with it. And then I thought it was going to be like shapeshifters too, because of those two
They were
galaxy aliens.
Those
or
were
whatever
cool
that
aliens.
They were
Aliens,
cool.
yeah.
It was kind of. I mean, they were the main bad guy for most of the movie, and it was kind of lame that they didn't get any kind of character development. And then what little we got with Liam Neeson, then he just turned into a tentacle monster.
Well,
It'd have been
right.
cool if like we got their only motive was like, hey, they're about to attack our planet. We want to protect
Like
our
we
planet.
need this weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I was saying, it was just like I was thinking the whole time. I was like, are we just having another shapeshifter villain this year?
Shapeshifters are in.
That is
in 2019.
Because what Abu Dari and the
Don't forget though.
Dabari.
the
Don't
Abu
forget.
Dari
Do
and the
not forget.
scrolls,
Men in Black 2 did it first.
and then the Hive.
Men in Black 2 did it back in 2002
Oh yeah, I remember
with the shapeshifter.
planet lady.
She wasn't actually a shapeshifter, but she could just take the form of humans. But
Yeah,
they did it first.
that's what I thought they were gonna hype up the shapeshifter thing a little bit more. I tell you, that's what I was thinking.
So another thing. So why did the Vrongus bring this weapon to Earth anyways? Like,
He was gonna give it to Men in Black.
but why wouldn't? But so at the end of the movie, they're giving it back to them.
Were they?
I thought they were, right?
Well,
Yeah,
because
I
the
don't
Hive's
think
dead,
so.
and they have no reason to have that weapon
Well,
anymore.
is the Hive dead or just one part of the Hive? Like one.
I thought that was the Hive.
No, it, like shot through the.
I think that's.
entire-
I'm assuming that's just one creature. You know, I'm not. That's like the main.
Oh, I'm not assuming that this.
I don't
this
think
franchise isn't that big. They're not gonna bring it back.
Continue.
Hive
I'm not that they're gonna
Hive.
bring it back, but I mean,
Hive is dead. Calling it. Put it in. Your,
I don't know.
your
I don't
prediction
think. I don't
book.
think the whole Hive. I think that's probably like
I think
one.
the whole Hive is dead
I don't think
because they never.
they would need
continue-
a new shtick.
characters.
They can't. I don't.
Yo,
feel
I'm
like
not
they
saying they're
can
gonna fight the
continue-
Hive, but the Hive could still be out in space. Like they,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
because they didn't seem surprised. Because remember they beat the
I'm
Hive
saying
before.
for this movie franchise and series, that's just not what they do. They don't have an overarching villain. They kill the villain. It's over. It's done. So they don't go any further than that.
Maybe an overarching villain would have been better.
Well, now you
A lot
need
of
more
things
movies
probably
though.
would have been better.
I didn't like how they retconned the first Men in Black though. That it was American made, and they was just a couple of guys that greeted the first aliens that landed in America or whatever. You remember that? And they gave him flowers. He was supposed to go on a date. Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
He was supposed to go on a date, and he just a couple of guys. The aliens landed like on the railroad tracks or something, and then they themselves formed the Men in Black. And now it's been like retconned that the Eiffel Tower.
Well, maybe it was the first Men in Black, like in America. I don't know.
I think they called that the first great migration of aliens to Earth.
Yeah,
But that
Yeah,
would have
so-
still been before.
So you could have had
Tommy Lee Jones
the very,
forming the Men
very
in Black,
first.
though. No, you're right. They did retcon
Mm,
that
I don't know.
was a retconned it.
it. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. All
I
right, so
didn't-
the
that
movie's
didn't bother
called
me that much.
the movie's called Men in Black International,
Mm-hmm.
but they just went to London and Marrakesh. I was kind of hoping
Well,
to
they
see.
were in America, London, Marrakesh.
Well,
and
they like
Italy.
mentioned the North African branch of Men in Black, but I was kind of hoping to see more branches and more different types
I mean,
of
they
people.
went to 4 different countries.
As the
It seemed weird that they were wearing suits in Morocco. It seems like you
Yeah.
would wear a more the
Moroccan
version
I was
traditional
thinking
garb.
about
the
that
version
too,
of a
yeah.
black suit for a non-Western culture.
Right, to
Yeah.
fit in and
Because
blend in.
you don't blend in if as a white person walking around Morocco in a black and white suit.
Right.
Where in
That
America
makes
that
sense.
might not be that weird because you're they.
Even black suits in America aren't that common. That's actually.
Well, I know, but
rule.
it's still that's like our description of when you say they say they.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They.
I know what you're
They're
talking
in black
about.
suits.
Yeah.
Like maybe I don't know what the Moroccan version of they would be, but I don't think it's white guys. in
Zer.
black suits.
Okay, I think we can do a
Verdicts?
verdict. Yeah.
Okay. Tyler, why don't you go first? 'Cause I already know what you're gonna say. So.
This movie was sinkable for me. It didn't really have any value to the franchise for me. It just felt like, let's try it out. Let's see if we can make some money. And I feel like it's going to be dragging along the box office like a dead body tied to a horse.
Jesus, that's graphic. Just say you don't like the movie, man.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to make as much money as that they want it to. It's
I don't
not-
think any movie makes as much money as they usually want.
Unless
it
you're
to.
Avatar or Endgame.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's going to be enough money for them to continue to make franchises for this or to make this into a franchise series.
How much was the budget?
100 million.
It's not that high.
Yeah, I could see it making 300 million worldwide. at the very least.
Yeah, but
That's enough. That warrants a sequel.
That
It does.
just is
You gotta
not
remember,
sequel worthy.
You might
to me.
think, oh, it only.
We need to
made
have a
back-
sequel discussion.
it
I'm
only-
just gonna say
It
it.
only made back.
We
three
will.
We need to
times
talk
its-
about sequels.
We'll have a
But
sequel discussion
anyway,
in the works. Don't worry.
This is not a proper follow-up to the original Men in Black trilogy. This is like
It's Men Back in 2019.
It's
it's just
Californication season 5.
something like that. Game of Thrones season 8.
Anybody who's watched Californication
Game of Thrones
season
season
5
7.
knows exactly what I'm
Game of
talking
Thrones season 6. Anyways,
about. Ever since John came back to life, it just went downhill.
Men in Black International, Sinkable. The chemistry between Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth is the talk. That it's good. Didn't see as much as I saw in Ragnarok. Comedy from Chris. Yeah. It was the Pawnie was the guy for me. And other than that, I felt kind of bored the entire time.
It's
So
June.
Sinkable.
You gotta go straight.
June month.
Nothing's gay this month.
Yeah, it was straight.
All right, one of you two.
It's not gay if there's a camera in the room, right?
It's not gay if you have socks on.
I'm going to do Taking on Water. I don't think it's sinkable. I liked it a little more than you did, obviously. I think in comparison to the other 3 Men in Black movies, yeah, it's not a very good movie. I think if you kind of look at it on its own, a little more isolated, and as a popcorn flick, I think it did fine. There was no, like, stupid, laughable moments where I'm just like, really? I didn't have any of those. And usually, if I don't have any of those, I can't do sinkable. So I'm going to go with Taking on Water.
I would agree. I would go with Taking on Water as well. I wasn't a big fan of the alien human sex going on. I thought that was a little weird. Tentacles, like, was a big fan of the whole bringing the super weapon to Earth. Anyways, it seems like there might be other places to take a super weapon.
Mm-hmm.
They built the super weapon. Seems like they would have spaceships and stuff. Like
Or a way to
Earth
destroy
obviously,
a super weapon.
Earth obviously still is very not able to defend itself, because they even said their mining ships could grind Earth into the ground. It's like, why would they bring this super weapon here? Would he?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I just thought that was
That's a
weird. He
good
brought a
point.
super weapon here.
Don't they have like a shield that they introduced in Men in Black 3 or something that protects the Earth?
Well, okay, so, yeah, are you talking about the one that got released during the moon launch?
Yeah.
What was that thing called? I don't remember what it was called,
I
but
don't know.
obviously it wasn't around in Men in Black 1 and 2. Well, they didn't talk about it, but that doesn't mean
Well,
it
yeah,
wasn't around.
the one
Kind of just forgot
alien
about that.
shot the North Pole or whatever.
Yeah, so something happened between that and Men in Black 1 or 2. It's not there anymore. Maybe it... I don't know. Another good point. Can't explain it.
Yeah, Taking on Water. It wasn't unsinkable, but I don't think it was sinkable. It was a popcorn movie. I thought Tessa's character at times, she was kind of annoying, but I don't think that was like Tessa's fault. That was just based maybe how they wrote her to be like that. But
Yeah.
I didn't think she was too annoying, especially in the beginning. And my only part was I don't think we didn't see enough aliens, and then we just saw a lot of people. I felt like not enough cool aliens.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot of aliens.
I would have liked to see the worms a little bit more.
Yeah,
I thought like when we saw the worms, they might interact with her a little bit and like be kind of like how they were in the original Men in Black, kind of disgusting and pervy. But they probably wanted to move away from
that's
that.
true. That might not be.
Yeah, they can't
the
do that
best time to
anymore.
do that
It's
anymore.
not. It's not.
And I think not that the other ones aren't as good as they were because we were younger, but just Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith's a really good actor, so I think Will Smith was able to drive those other movies, and he's just not in this.
Well,
movie.
him and Tommy Lee Jones.
Exactly.
They played off each other amazingly.
Yeah,
They
so.
did great.
And I mean, this one, I felt like it didn't go down that same road of like the grizzled veteran with the newcomer. She seemed like she was doing most of the part, which I didn't necessarily have a problem with.
Yeah, because the first 3 were kind of like buddy cop,
Yeah.
almost. You know, taking a line from Lethal Weapon, and this one did that a little bit, but definitely not as much. This one was more of a thriller kind of, if you want to even call it that.
Yeah.
In that zone, you know, instead of like a buddy cop.
Like a
deal.
mystery movie or something.
Kinda, yeah.
I was actually a little disappointed that they didn't do the longer beginning. Now they're usually longer beginning, where it's like a small thing, and they had that classic Men in Black.
Oh, and then
writing.
it fades into something.
And then it was like the first one, the bug gets smashed by the car. I don't
Right.
remember the second one. I don't remember the third one had one. But I mean,
I know what you're talking about.
We're getting
yeah.
ready for it, but it was just a car driving down the street, and then we fade into the living room, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I was kind of wanting.
Oh, and I totally knew that little
Yes.
monster at the
Yeah, as soon as you
beginning,
saw the
that
blue
alien
thing.
that she let go. I was like, that thing's coming back later in the movie, especially because it said its name. I was like, obviously, there's going to be a shtick for this. And as soon as I saw the big blue guy, I was like, okay.
Apparently, my
Here we
powers of deduction have completely gone away because I didn't predict any of that shit.
I was like,
I
that
caught
blue
all that
thing got the
instantly.
frills
Yeah.
as that other one did, and I was like, wonder either they're going to be the same or they're the same race or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that scene happened, I thought maybe it'd be the same race. And that was like a get out of jail. That phrase was like a get out of jail free
Yeah.
card. But no, it ended up being
Like
the
Father
same person.
Magules.
Exactly.
That was my
Exactly.
brother.
All right. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
All right. So
Until next time.
Yep. One unsinkable and 2 taking on water. All right. See you guys later.